to Marseille.
Thank you.
Do you know some French words?
Very little, which is weird because I aced French at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I live in Monaco, but I never practice it. Je parle le français,
Pas mal.
but I'm not really.
I look up your career and I knew that I was going to meet you. I was like, I'm meeting one of the greatest athletes in the world because the word athletes is very important for you because we don't realize how hard it is to do what you do because you have to have the good weights, the good training, the good mental, the good physical. Can you explain me how crazy that training is?
Yeah, people generally around the world, when we talk about racing drivers, they don't consider us as athletes just because they think we sit there, and there's so much more to it. Formula 1 car is so physical. You know, we lose up to 4 kilos in the race in an hour and 45 minutes. The race is just a long endurance at kind of 160, 170 heart rate. And the forces that you pull, multiples of your body weight forwards and laterally and longitudinally while you're driving, is what causes the stress. Plus you're in really, it's like this temperature outside, but you have thermal underwear. It's like your whole ski suit. And also then the mental side.
Yeah, because technically when you're driving fast, you have like the gravity.
Mm-hmm.
If you're driving, you are doing my weight.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I pull 6 Gs on my neck, I think that weighs something like 40 something kilos, 45 kilos on my head, just here, on my neck. So I'm holding out 40 kilos just here. And it's the same with your body. So when you're going through corners, different parts of your body. So core is everything. I can't be big and bulky.
Yeah.
I wish I could have big muscles, but it's more about strength and endurance and power.
You know Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Goku, when he's training, is doing like training with heavy boots. Is it the same for you?
No, I don't train with heavy boots. I just, I do a lot of cardio. But that is one way you can do it for sure. Again, I'm just trying not to gain weight, gain muscle. So it will be light weights, long reps.
And are you doing like a real diet every time, or sometimes you can eat what you want?
No, most of the time I've got to watch. Every morning I have to weigh myself. So I have to watch it every single day.
Can you give me an advice for diet?
It depends what kind of diet you want to do. I mean, I have a relatively high protein diet, so no carbs really. Just avoid carbs, avoid bread, avoid pasta, rice. But then I have a lot of vegetables, lentils, nuts, salads. Not the most exciting, but they can be fun.
No more sugar.
I have a little bit of sugar, but not a lot. I think you're supposed to have something like 6 grams of sugar a day. So I have fruit.
Never eat chocolate?
Very rarely. Very rarely.
Even when it's your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday is when I'm in training season, so I'm not eating.
It's over.
Yeah, I'm not eating during that period of time.
Is it true that when you were a kid, like you were like the best with the automatic cars and toys?
Yeah.
And your father saw that you were good at coordination? And he decided to put you in this way?
Yeah, he decided to try me in a go-kart,
Yeah.
So, started very young.
What is the greatest gift that your dad gave you?
I would say his time and commitment. Just incredibly grateful that my dad was a real man and stood by his responsibilities, and not only that, gave everything to create an opportunity for his kids. So that's the greatest gift.
So to you, the greatest gift that a parent can do to his child is time.
It's time and dedication to help create a better opportunity, a better platform for them to be able to grow and to do something great for their lives. My dad didn't want me or my brother to struggle the way he struggled in his life. He's like, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that they live a better life than I did. That's putting someone else first is it's a big sacrifice, I think, because we all, in general, we're all about ourselves, wanted to be happy and have fresh clothes and feel great and do great things, go on great holidays, have money to spend. And my dad was like, I'm going to spend it all on racing and do this instead, which is quite unusual.
And what kind of father would you like to be?
Just like my dad.
Yeah. That's a good answer.
My dad's a role model.
We were talking about Paris just before the interview. You were telling me that you were coming just for the fashion week.
Yeah.
I saw you in many fashion events. I have to say that you have good taste.
Thank you.
Which is not the case of a lot of athletes.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it a real passion? Like, what are the creators that you love, and what are your inspirations?
So I just generally love creativity. I think creativity is it's a way of being able to express yourself, and so I like to look at different genres where people are being creative and expressing themselves. And fashion is something that I was always into as a kid. I am heavily into music, and as a kid I was crazy about hip hop, and I was always watching the music videos, and always aspiring to dress like some of the rappers that were my favorites at the time. But all the money that we had as a family went to racing, so I didn't have the money. We actually bought a lot of stuff. If I did buy stuff, it was from a second-hand store in town, and it wasn't until then I finally made some money that I could start to indulge and learn more about what I like to dress. And then I started going to fashion shows, and my love started to grow more and more as I started to see the different seasons, the different styles, the different designers, their inspirations, the different materials, fabrics that they'll be using in different ways, and then how you see lots of different people at those shows who dress differently and create a look, maybe from the same items but in a different way.
Your job in sport is very creative too.
Yeah.
You have to improve, you have to create, you have to know what will happen, even if you know the race and the way that you will take.
Yeah.
Can you explain the creativity in what you're
Well,
doing?
it's an art form because you're creating something new and fresh every single lap. You're not driving in the same lap every single time. Something new is being tested or experienced each lap, and it's all about feeling and instinct and intuition, and mixed with your talent and your ability, you're able to do something hopefully different to the others.
You say that to figure out the speed and what you're seeing is like when you're in Star Wars with the space mode, you see everything slow?
No, everything's going pretty fast. People talk about that, and I think mentally you probably have to try and slow things down, but you can't.
Like if I'm doing a very fast move, like this, do you see it slow?
Well, for us, it's really about seeing far ahead. So you're really looking into the future a lot. You know, when you're driving, you're looking maybe 100, 200 meters ahead of you. So you have to have good vision, and in those moments be able to take the different points, reference points, and plan and plot. And you plan ahead of time. So, which is crazy because I'm terrible at planning ahead of time. I'm always late. Usually, I'm late and terrible at planning. But when it comes to driving, I'm able to plan way ahead and do these different obstacles before I even arrive. And then when I arrive there, it's already set. You know, then it's just really about controlling and staying on top of things. So it's an unusual art form. And the difficult thing about racing, and I think probably the saddest point of it, is that it is such a great sport and it's so technical and demanding mentally and physically, but people can't see that. You can't see it on TV. No matter what you show, you can't see it. You can't see how difficult it is from your couch. From sitting here watching, you can't see, you can't feel it. You can't go and try my car. So you'll never know. You just never know. You have to imagine.
I just had the driver's license like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, shoot.
But even when I'm like a low speed, I can't imagine what you're living.
Yeah, you can't. And even if you went fast, you wouldn't be able to.
You have the adrenaline rush during like so long time. How do you feel when the race is over?
Well, the races are really demanding. They're just exhausting. So usually after the race, you're just mentally or physically, one of the two. Most of the time, it's mostly mentally. You're just empty. You want to catch your breath because it's you just feel tired within your body. You feel emotionally drained. Sometimes it's a really good race, so the adrenaline of the excitement of the success overcomes that. And then other times you've just had a tough race, and it's just you want to use the rest of the energy to conserve it because you have media and all those different commitments. Yeah, there's definitely an unappreciation for what we do, but it is what it is. I don't really care.
You're addicted to victory since you're a kid, but did you learn from some lose or some defeat?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm an addict of winning. Winning is what I set out to do and what I believe I can do. If I put in the right work, if I train, if I prepare and execute the way that I think I can. But it's much more than that. It's the journey. It's the people you get to work with. There's a big team that I work with. It's the countries you travel to. It's the time zone shift. It's the use of energy throughout the time. It's the learning that you do along the way. It's all those different things, and then the winning is the cherry on the top of the cake.
I saw that on your Instagram you did a shout out to one of your great inspiration, which is P. Diddy. You were talking about the close references when you were a kid. Did you love like the golden age era with Biggie, Mace, and all that they were doing to the clothes?
Yeah, well, back in the day it was Tupac and it was Biggie. Those were my two favorite rappers. For them, it was all Versace back then. But there was also like there's some females like Aaliyah. There was Usher, who were in the music world just doing cool things with their looks.
Right now, you are the inspiration of the kids. Like when you're doing some stuff with a brand and like Puma and doing your brand clothing.
This one's for the hustlers. You, me, let's go.
Do you realize that you are inspiring new people?
I don't know if you really realize it. No, it's you just do you and hope that you're having a positive effect. You know, I don't expect people to like everything I wear or dress the way I dress. I ultimately want people to feel encouraged to express themselves the way they want to, because that's what I do. I do me, and no one can do me like me, but no one can do you like you. And so it's not about trying to be someone else, or it's really trying to take inspiration to think open-minded and find your inner creativity and let that shine.
But the pop culture has changed. Right now, you are one of the face of the pop culture.
Yeah.
Rihanna is one of them.
Sure.
Jay-Z is one of them too.
Yeah.
And all of them are working for a brand. And those brands have understood that you are creators too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's not just, you can be creative in so many different genres in your life. You don't have to be, if you're a designer, you don't have to just be a designer. You could also be a musician. You could also be an artist, or you could also be someone that writes books. You can be anything, you know, and you don't have to be stuck in one box. It's about just being open-minded and experience as many things as you can and touching lots of different things. It's like if you're a painter and you only have two colors or one color, you can't do much. But if you can bring in lots of different colors, you can brighten the image and make it come to life.
What's going on with music?
I haven't been doing music for a while. I just haven't had time recently because I've been doing the collaboration with Puma, with racing, finding this championship, which is like I have 3 weeks back to back now racing. I just don't have time at the moment, but there will be time for it in the future. I still listen to it every day. I've been just writing and writing and writing and writing, and eventually you run out of things to write about. And so right now I'm kind of in that damp period where I'm just sitting on stuff.
What do you like to listen when you're cruising and you're driving slow?
I don't know if I'm ever really driving that slow, but and I don't drive a lot because I'm traveling all the time. So the only times I ever drive is when I'm here, when I'm back in Monaco, or sometimes I ride my bike there, or if I'm in Los Angeles. They're the only two places that I drive. Usually, if I'm in Los Angeles, I've probably come from the studio, so I'm listening to new material that either friends have sent me that they've been working on, or stuff that I've been working on. When I'm training, I'm always just on Spotify or Apple Music, just trying to listen to new stuff, see what new stuff has come out. And I try and listen to a wide range of stuff, not just hip hop, not just R&B. I like to listen to pop. I like to listen to some rock. I like to just get a mixture to see what's out, how the times are moving, because life, you know, times are changing at a fast rate right now.
Can we talk about dogs?
Sure.
This is a big subject to me.
Okay.
And I was really emotionally impacted by your post that you did because my dog had a surgery. I was so thankful to the Dr. Buana who did the surgery, and I saw that your dog has a surgery too.
Yeah.
And you were thankful to the doctor who did the surgery.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the people who don't realize that, how deep is it and what is the connection between a man and his dogs? Tell me about Coco and Roscoe.
They're like your kids. They like become your kids. They're part of the family. They're warm, loving, cuddly animals that give unconditional love. So naturally, you grow to love something and you worry about it when it's sick or has to have an operation, just like you would, I guess, a child. And I was just grateful that the doctor did his job and the dogs are safe and living a healthy life. It's crazy how attached you can become to an animal. But ultimately, the animal's spirit, I think, is a lot more pure than the humans. You know, we are, as humans, think great beings, but often kind of polluted by all the crap that's on social media or in the news, and can also lose sight of humane things. And animals generally don't have iPads, don't listen to all the stuff. They are just loving beings.
How do you feel when you're going back home and you know that you're going to see back your dogs? You know that minute when you know that they are from the other side of the door.
Yeah, it's the greatest feeling. And when you open the door, it doesn't matter but you could just leave, close the door, and come back, and they'll be the same happy that they would be if they hadn't seen you for ages. So it's a very unusual, it's really pure, it's a great feeling.
Do you feel guilty when you're going to travel and you're leaving them?
Yeah. I mean, right now I have not seen my dogs now for, I think maybe 2 weeks, two weeks or something like that. And at the moment it's been long periods of time because it's difficult for them to travel with me. I'm traveling so much, it's just insane. So it's not fair for a dog, I think, to move them around as much as I'm moving around. I mean, I'm going from Monaco to England to all around Europe, and then out to Asia, then out to America, and it's impossible for a dog to keep up. So at the moment they're stuck in one place, enjoying life with other dogs, and if I'm lucky I get to stop by and see them. But I'm looking forward to this European period now because I'm in Europe the whole time, so I can have them with me.
And they have an Instagram account, which is really funny, I have to tell you, and which really like emotional too. Nobody can hate some dogs on the internet.
You say that, but there are people that are just evil.
No.
Yeah.
You have some dog haters?
I don't know, I don't read all the comments.
Yeah.
But there are evil people out there that do horrible things to animals. Not just dogs, you know? So I know people that see a picture of the dog and it doesn't do nothing to them. They don't feel anything. They're like, how can you not love that picture? Or how can you not feel a certain way? But anyways.
I don't understand that kind of human.
Me neither.
Because I'm not human.
Nope. They're missing something.
Yeah, you have a lot of trophies. What do you want to leave to your sport? What do you want people to say about you when you'll be retired?
I don't really have any feelings to what, if someone's talking about me, hopefully they can talk positive.
In your country, you made history.
Yeah, but it's not going to change my life if they say something negative. So, you know, I'm not really focused on what they're going to say when I leave. I think hopefully results can speak for themselves, but I don't know. I think there's a much bigger picture to what I'm working towards. It's not just about the racing. I really feel that the racing is ultimately the platform on which is the springboard to enable me to do the other things that I'm doing now, but also particularly in my future. And I'm so grateful for that. Without racing, I wouldn't be who I am today. But so I mean, I want to leave as the best, and that's what I'm here to do. It's a long, long way still to go to cement that. But naturally, I think you want to be remembered as a good person. You want to be remembered as someone that hopefully inspired people, kids, adults in general. If you can touch at least one person and help them get through, whether it be an illness, whether it be career-driven wise, get them out of a hole that they're in mentally or emotionally. And you know, we want to encourage people to do great things, and really kind of shine a light and help them, encourage them to do the same.
This show is called Clique.
Yeah.
What is your definition of a clique?
A clique?
Yeah.
If I've ever known of the clique, it's your crew, it's your family, it's your loyal compadres, it's your ride or die team.
Merci beaucoup, Lewis.
Merci.
C'était un plaisir.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup.